Okay, hello everyone. Tell me if you can hear me. Hello, hello. Hi Jenna. Hi Anna. Ahmed, Shmuel, hello. Nice to see you. Tell me if you can hear me. Hi Fiona. Yes, Karen. Yes, can hear you. How is the quality? Is it amazing, unbelievable, beautiful? Yes, Harold. Yes. Tulan, excellent. Fiona. Yes, hello, hello, and love, Marcel, amazing, etc. Okay, good. So we are on part 53. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Carmela, Anita, Margaret. Hello. Yes. Okay. So we are on part 53 of the Advanced Relationship and Family Academy. It is a free lesson. One of the I'm doing this whole series on the snake, the relationship snake, and this is a free lesson. And today is May 18, 2024. And here we go. We are starting. No recording, please. Nothing I said today is true, unless, of course, it is true for you. This seminar has been designed to bring about a shift in viewpoint from effect to cause, from slow, unnoticeable decline to a powerful, never-ending climb. But the key to getting those results is, of course, participation. And it is May 25th, yes. If you don't participate with each and every question I ask, you will not have the shift in viewpoint. If you do, my friend, you will discover just how powerful you are. And it is nothing you've ever imagined. If you participate, you will see that everything will change for you. If you're not in communication, if you just inhale information, you will suffocate. Are you ready to start? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I just need to do something here to fix something. Give me a second. I'm just needing to fix something. Here we go. Mm, 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 mm. One second, I have some technical issue here. Okay. Hold on. I will be like, you will see me within a second. I'm just fixing something. Okay, perfect. Okay, so yes, yes. Okay, great. So we are actually in part 54, and Karen is right. It is May 25th. So here we go again. I'm just readjusting it. 1 second. Almost there. Almost there. Boom, boom. Done. One more setup, and we are there. Okay. Yes, you can see me now, yes? You can see my screen. Excellent. So Advanced Relationship and Family Academy part 54 actually, and it's May 25th. And I'm going to skip the agreements quickly because we've done them. And here we go, we are starting. A question for you. Do you agree that poison is something people don't like? Usually. Yes, depends if you are the husband or the wife, yes? But generally people don't like husband, poison, husband, same thing. Yes, usually. True. Okay. People try not to get mental poison, physical poison, relationship poison, and not even stories about poisons. Poison is really, really stimulative. But sometimes someone give us poison. Now we have two options. Option one, to reject the poison, and option two is to accept the poison. You have always two options. You hear a poison, someone tell you a story about someone, you have two options, to reject or to accept. If you do not handle the poison, we end up having the poison, and there are effective ways to handle the poison, which we will learn later. So if we do not handle the poison, someone give you the poison, if you just reject it, if you don't handle it, and if you accept it, in both cases, there are going to be massive problems. Why? Because the poison is there. It's not good. Now, since we did not handle it, we have it. So do you understand that anything that you don't handle, you have as a principle in life? You have you had an argument and you didn't handle the argument, it stays with you forever. What does it mean to handle something? What does it mean to handle something? When I say to handle something, what do I mean when I say to handle something? Resolve it, to close the cycle, to render it powerless, to resolve it, to close the cycle, to confront it, to deal with it. All of that is correct answers. To not just leave it, but talk it over, find the truth, etc. Yes. Yes. Okay. So I want to give you a principle. The word truth mean this thing that has no continuation, the exact moment of creation that has no continuation. So if this is time and something happened at time 0 here, at time 1, you have a lie already about what's happened here. This is the event. At time 1, you've got a lie. At time 2, you've got 2 lies, etc. So far, so you understand or not? You with me, yes? Okay. So what happened is, in order to actually handle something, you are now at time N. You are here somewhere in life, and you discover an upset. You discover something bad. If you don't actually go and find the truth about what happened, what will happen is that you will just add lies. You will not actually handle. Now, how do you find the truth? By not looking at who, but not looking at what was done, who did it, but looking at when did it happen, where did it happen, how did it happen, and what exactly happened. Are you with me? Only if you find the time, the place, the form, and the event will you actually find the truth, and the thing will stop happening without any explanation. What destroys truth is explanation. So you don't discuss the issue because the issue already contains lies, but you discover the time, the place, the form, and the event. The tendency of people will be to talk about it. The more you'll talk about it, the worse it will get. It will seem better, but it's actually sitting there as a time bomb, as a mine. You will step on it. Are you with me? This is key for relationships. This is key for life. The general viewpoint in society is that you need to talk about things. But you see, you talk to your partner, to your spouse about things, and you talk about them, and you get to an agreement, and a week later, he reminds you about it. True or false? It means it's not handled. So you talk about beautiful things because you want to make them stay longer, and you find You just spot the time, place, form, and event about any disagreement. Totally different viewpoint on handling life. I used to apologize forgiveness formula with my partner last week, and it was completely handled. Yes. And we felt even closer. That's amazing. That's very, very good. So all those things that I'm giving you, the forgiveness formula, the apology, explaining the difference between apology and forgiveness, is basically allowing you to look at what you've done, like to find what is the time, place, form, and event from your viewpoint. Trying to find, or not trying, finding the truth. Here we go. When something comes your way, you can either accept it or reject it. What do you state when you reject anything? What do you state? When do you say, I don't agree with that? What do you state? I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't believe it. I'm not responsible. You don't want it. Yes. Not willing to experience it. Yes. You are wrong. Yes. I have one viewpoint. Yes. No, confront. It is wrong. That is your viewpoint or opinion. I don't want it. Fixed viewpoint. I don't think it is true. Yes, Bobby. Stop. Not have viewpoint, and by that it keeps it there. Yes. It is not me. Yes. It is not true. All this thing is true. All this thing is true. But I want to give you a different viewpoint. Okay. So when you state that, or when you reject anything, what you actually say, you state it is not mine. What you do, you state it's not mine. It's yours. It's not mine. It's someone else's. I don't own it. Okay. Now, thank you, Anna. What do you state when you accept anything? What do you state when you accept anything? It is mine, of course. I accept, which means it's mine. Now, how would you define the word mine? I created it, I put it there in my space. Belong to me within my space. Yes. I own it. Yes. What you consider you can control. Yes. Something you have ownership of. Excellent. I can handle it. Correct, Shmuel. Something in my space. Yes. Something I have or possess. Yes. I have what I communicate with. I control it. I own it. It belongs to me. I control it. Excellent. My or mine means I'm responsible for it. I'm creating it. My child, I'm responsible for my child. I'm creating it. My car, I'm responsible for my car. I'm creating it. My body, my opinion. I'm responsible for my opinion. I'm creating it. So far, so good? So my child mean I'm responsible for my child. My body, I'm responsible for my body. I am creating it. Are you with me? So when you accept something, what you say, I got it from someone else. I'm effect. I'm not cause. When you reject your body, when you say, I don't like my body, you say, well, it's not my child. I'm not responsible for it. I'm not creating it. But when you reject, you say, I got it from someone else. It's not mine. I'm an effect. I'm not cause. So every time you reject an idea from someone else, and this is the normal operation of most people, you tell them something, and the first thing that happened, they reject the idea. They reject what you say. The first thing that happened, people try to find what's wrong all the time. People try to find what's wrong, which means reject, 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 which means they say, I got it from someone else. I'm an effect. I'm not cause. They're admitting that they're an effect. They're admitting that they are weak by trying to show that they're strong. It's really fascinating. How will you become cause? It is wow, yes. Thank you, Bobby and Natasha, yes. How will you become cause? By taking ownership, yes. Create duplication on the other side, yes. Own it, yes. You have to see the good in everything, yes. By creation, by confronting, yes. I'm responsible for all of all of it and can process it, yes. Yes. By making it mine, take responsibility for it. You make the idea yours. You understand it, yes. By seeking the truth, by learning new skills, yes. You create it. By admiring, yes. By choosing it, excellent. To become cause, you decide that. I actually think that way. It is not that that person has given it to me, but something I know. It is my opinion. It is mine. It is not that I accept it. Are you with me? It's a decision. Cause is a decision. It's not an accident of birth. It has nothing to do with luck. It has nothing to do with emotions. It has nothing to do with if you are in period or not in period. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just you deciding. Are you with me? You become cause. You decide that. You become cause. You just decide. I actually think that way. It is not that that person gave it to me, but something I know. It's mine. I'm source. Now, it is not that I'm total effect, but I decided that it is true for me. I notice that I'm in control. I'm cause. So it's not that something happened and all of a sudden you say, you know what, he's right. No, 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 no. It is your source. I can say something and you can decide, wow, it's mine. I'm cause over it. I'm recreating it. I'm creating it. You make it yourself. I make it myself. So it's mine. Are you with me? Now this is really important in everything in life, especially how we can pause on poison that I don't accept. We will learn these things soon. So it's really, really important that you understand the concept, because a lot of people say, or most of the people, most of the time say that, okay, fine, you convinced me. No, 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 you're not convincing me. If you convince me, it's temporary. It's like believing, it's temporary. I'm not talking about convincing. I'm talking about making it yours. It's yours, 100% yours. And regardless of who said that, you are the source. Can you see that viewpoint? Okay, excellent. If you don't do that, if you're not deciding that you're cause, you will decide that, okay, someone gave it to me, and obviously it cannot be 100% correct because there is a change in time, place, form, and event. And since it is false, I will invent ways to prove why my opinion is right. The moment that you are not source, you find ways to prove that you are right, which means, how do you know that someone is not source? He's arguing about how right he is instead of arguing about how right you are. Source will argue about how right you are, and effect will argue about how right he is. So if I'm trying to convince you that I'm right and you are obviously wrong, I'm actually telling you, look, I'm not source over what I'm saying. I'm just parroting something I heard. And if you see, all the arguments in the world are around something that someone heard. I was talking to a doctor the other day, and I said, look, okay, fine. So you've studied and you're a doctor. Can you give me a definition of the word protein? And he couldn't. So what I've done, I got him to look. I didn't tell him, look, your definition is wrong. I just said, give me a definition. Are you with me? So since it is false, I will invent ways to prove why my opinions are right. The moment that you find something wrong, you now need to invent ways to prove that your opinion is right. How? Yes. How? I will interpret his or her behavior differently to what I used to. I will feel differently towards them. I will see things I did not see before. The moment that you start to find wrong with someone, you will see that that person behavior, the way they look, the way they think, everything is different than what you interpret before. I met a lady and I fell in love with her, and we got married. And now I am deciding that cause everything is good. I am marrying her. I love her. I this, I that. It's me, 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 me. And one day she says something that instead of validating it, instead of realizing that it's actually true, I can see that it's true. I make it my own. What does it mean? I can have the viewpoint. I can have the beingness. I can see everything. It's 100% true, but I don't do that. I start to explain to her how wrong she is. Now, what's happened? Since it is false, because she's not wrong from her viewpoint, no one ever been wrong for a second in his entire life or existence. At that moment, since I'm saying something that's false, I need to invent ways to prove why my opinion is right. And because I invent ways to prove why my opinion is right, what happened? I will interpret her behavior differently. From now on, she will not look as beautiful. I will be shocked. How can she behave to me like that? I will think, I don't know why I thought that she's so perfect. She actually not. I will not love her as much. I will be suspicious towards her. Are you with me? So the moment that you stop validating, the moment that you start finding wrong with other people, you become blind. How blind you are, you can count how many times you make other people or situation wrong. And this is the level of blindness. Yes, it is scary. It is unbelievable. It is crazy. Yes. It's exactly the opposite of what everyone tells you. Since I now know he is wrong or she is wrong, I must get away from him. Now, I know she is wrong. I know she's ugly. I know she's stupid. I know she's useless. I know. I invented all of this. I know, yes. So obviously, what am I doing with her? I was wrong. I was blind. Love is blind and some other nonsense justifications. Are you with me? Can you see that? So obviously, how do you know that you are wrong? How do you know that you are wrong? There's an actual law about it. How do you know that you are wrong? You need to prove yourself right. Exactly, Margaret. When you make someone else wrong, exactly, Emmanuel. Arguing, unwilling to share space. You're using some emotions. Yes. I'm not happy. Yes. I've justified myself. Exactly. I need to justify and explain exactly. it does not produce the expected result. Yes. You don't see other viewpoint. Exactly, Anthony. If you use justification, Carmela, yes. Start hating them, definitely. To the degree that you see ugliness and complexity, how the world looks to you and the people around you, 100% Bill. So I put it in one sentence here or a few explanations, but here is the law. If you have the urge to prove you are right, you are wrong. And it is almost against everything that's going on in this universe. If you have the urge to prove that you are right, you are wrong. Have you ever seen a very religious person that have to prove to someone that he is right? Yeah. So he is wrong. God didn't prove that he is right. He just said, let it be light, and there was light. He didn't say, well, let me prove to you that there is light. Are you with me? Yeah. When you are right, you are willing to be right and wrong with the same level of enthusiasm. And as a result, you never see anyone as wrong. You see perfection. And with all that I know, I just engaged this yesterday with total blindness. At least today, I can see it. That's good. That's very good. That's the difference between you and someone else. Someone else will continue in that blindness alley, in the blind alleys. So when you're not willing to be right and wrong with the same level of enthusiasm, when you don't see perfection and only perfection, which means there is all the right and all the wrong, it's like white is all the colors, perfections is all the right and all the wrong. So when you don't see that, you need to know something is totally out. When you are sure that you have the total knowledge and everyone else don't have the knowledge, you don't have the knowledge, you're parroting. I've seen many people that sure, oh, my religion is their religion. Every religion, sure, it is the religion, and all other religions are stupid. Well, they are stupid. Are you with me? The moment that you go and you say, we are the only one, we are the chosen one, very big problem. Big problem. What do you see when you are right? What do you see when you are right? When you don't find things wrong? When you are right, not when you are wrong. You see beauty, perfection of everyone and anything. Yes, truth. You see truth. Opportunities, perfection, balance. Yes. It's simple. Yes. Aesthetics. See all viewpoints. That's correct. So I summarize all these things that you just said, which is really correct. It's 100% correct. I cannot say one word that you said that it's actually incorrect. It's actually correct because you do see that, yes. And I summarized it just as a sentence, so it's easy to embrace everything. What you see is situations to handle and beings to admire. You find wrong with things, you find right with beings. You find situations to handle, and you find beings to handle. Yes, it is amazing. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And and as a result, I'm sure totally it is my realization about the other person. And as a result, because you see, you admire that person. When you admire a person, what happened? What's the definition of the word admiration? What is the action of admiration? What is the action of admiration? To see all the good, melt barriers, see the beauty in something, yes. To accentuate, yes. See the good, to see everything in that person, yes. Sharing the same space. Okay. So I want to give you a very, 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 very good, a very quick summary of what this admiration is all about. Okay. So, and I'm going to tell you about things very quickly. If it doesn't make sense to you, ask me. Okay. I would, because I'm assuming that you know this thing. I explained that many times. I'm just going over it again. So if this is the beginning, the word beginning means was not here before, and this is time, okay? What we have basically over time you have before the beginning, and you've got after the beginning. So far, so good? Excellent. So when we look at the beginnings, we have actually your beginning, and we have the physical universe beginning. Your beginning is in your universe. This is on universe. Okay? And this is the physical universe. And this is the creation universe. Creator universe. So far, so good. Everyone with me? Now, the smallest number in the physical universe is 2. You've got plus and minus, which means that what created the 2 is not composed of 2. Yes? So what created the 2? What created the 2, it comes from your own universe. You put the 2 there. But before we're talking about your own universe, you will see that in order to bring something into your own universe, what you have is, you have here nothing that bring about something. So far, so good? Something is anything that has continuation. Anything that has a continuation is something. So in the spiritual universe, what happened, you have an idea that has been generated. It's a nothingness. It's not a somethingness. It's an idea that has been pushed by intention into the physical universe, into your own universe. And what you get here is admiration particles. Admiration particles are ideas plus intentions that are real to you. It's just your viewpoint. It's not actually your viewpoint, it's just your universe, what's real to you, what's true for you. So far, so good? Few admiration particles combined together are reality on a specific subject. You've got different realities, which are different admiration particles. Reality is your own universe particles, okay? Is it the material of your own universe? The particle is the admiration. Okay? Now, when you put out your reality into the physical universe, what you get a spiritual particle in the physical universe. It's called the postulate. This is called the postulate. So far, so good? Yes, everyone with me. Excellent. Now, when you assume a viewpoint, this is a viewpoint. What happened from a viewpoint, you say, the moment that you assume a viewpoint, you say, viewpoint basically is an agreement to adhere to the laws of the universe you are in. So when I assume a viewpoint, I immediately take this postulate, this admiration particle in the physical universe, and break it down to two, plus and minus, and now I adhere to the physical universe laws. Okay? So far, so good? And now I have continuation. I have a physical universe continuation. Now, when I put admiration, what we have here, I have here me and you. I'm right, you are wrong. I'm different than you. I'm in a different position than you. I'm in different time than you. I'm in different location than you. I have different viewpoint than you. When you decide to put admiration particles, when you put an admiration on when you admire a being, what you do, you say, I take this thing and I bring it back to here. It has no right and no wrong in it. So admiration is the process of breaking down the physical universe and bringing back what we call love. Love is the urge to share the same space, which means it's taking the plus and the minus, connecting it together, and what you get one, which has no plus and minus. Thank you, Anita. So love is the result of winning the physical universe laws, of becoming senior to the physical universe law, of applying what we said earlier about finding what's right. Everyone with me? Love is not an emotion. Thank you, Luciana. Thank you. Yes. So love is not an emotion. As you can see that people say, oh, I love him, but then you don't love. Love is not an emotion. Love is a state of being senior to the physical universe. Is actually a state where one person can fully have the reality of another person. It's true duplication. Okay. So what I'm talking about is what you see is situation to handle and beingness to admire. And as a result, I'm sure totally it is my realization about the other person. Why? Because we share the same reality. There's no plus and minus. There's one postulate. There's no right and wrong. Those things do not exist at that moment. When you admire, did you notice that when you see something really beautiful, you see a beautiful lady, and at that moment there is no flaws. You cannot find any flaws. Your child is born, you don't see any flaws with him. He is the most perfect things in the universe. And that's truth. You can say that truth is the manifestation of perfection. Or perfection is the manifestation of truth. Both way will work. You see, most of the people that don't understand it will always have, okay, so what is the building blocks of the universe? And they go backward and backward, and they can say, I can always divide by two. I can always divide by two. And they find the atoms, and then they find another particle and another particle, and always they're finding something before. And then they say, well, so probably what happened is there was an explosion. Okay, and what created that was exploded? And they say, well, it just been there. Oh, you mean something out of nothing, which means you're messing up with God creation now. You see, the moment that you realize that the logic of if this is where I am, and I can go back and back and back and back and back, and I can always theoretically divide by two. So it means that as much as I will look at the moment of creation, I will not find it, because creation is nothing to something. And scientists cannot have the viewpoint of nothing that bring about something, although it's right there. There are so many proofs for that it's like you have to be totally blind not to see that nothing brings something. And nothing, according to the definition that we're using in this planet, is God or the creator. Are you with me? It's quite amazing. Quite amazing. The law is, when you are not confronting a situation, you will accept the situation and will invent false reasons that will justify why it is good for you, regardless of facts. When you are not confronting a situation, let's say your car has some kind of a problem, but you don't confront it, you don't hear it. So you will accept the situation. It is like that. It's there, you don't hear it, you don't see it. And you will invent false reasons that will justify what is this noise. And the reason can be, oh, this noise is because the road is not right. It can be this noise is a normal noise for a car, and it can be I cannot hear the noise. It's also invented reason to justify why it is good for you, regardless of the facts. You have a credit card bill, you owe money to people, you owe a lot of money or not a lot, and you're not confronting the situation, and you will accept the situation. Yes, I owe money, and you will invent reasons that will justify why is it good for you. Well, why is it good for me? Because I'm doing my best, because I hope to make money in the future, because no one can make money, because I was born to the wrong people. I was born with the wrong height, with the wrong length, with the wrong color, with the wrong accent. And you come up with all kind of reasons why is it good for you to be like that, regardless of facts. You will not see that you don't see. Are you with me? Now, what happens is when you operate on that, when you don't know all this data, you will do things robotically to prove your cause. You'll do things and you say, look, I'm working hard. If you're working hard, you're doing it robotically. If it's difficult, you're doing it robotically. Robots operate by force, by effort. People operate from joy. How do you know that you are robotically working? It's difficult for you. You are stressed. You need a holiday. You feel, oh, I've done it now. I need a holiday. You've done it robotically. You did not decide, okay, I'm admiring it. It's the best thing. This is what I want to do right now. And you don't say, but I don't want to do it, because want is a personal thing. You decide. It's not due to what you eat, drink, or some kind of a want powder that someone spread around. Are you with me? If you are working enthusiastically, if you really see the good, if you really put the admiration there, you will see that you'll do what you do when you're doing it, and it will be the most rewarding thing in the history. Every second will be the most wow thing in the history, because it's perfect. Once you start to find wrong things, once you start to find, oh, this is bad, and this is bad, and this is bad, things will become bad. There's good in every bad and bad in every good. And insisting on something only good or only bad is simply a lie. Take the worst people in the universe, there is so much good in them. Take the best people in the universe, there are so much bad in them. So how can any of us find fault with anyone? Can you see that? You either create the good and control the bad, or you don't create the good and so become the effect of the bad. This is the story of life. You either create the good and control the bad, because you create the good, so the bad is not a problem. It's secondary, you control it, because when you realize that I'm just assuming a viewpoint and there is a postulate here, and I simply do that. So I create the good, I create the plus here, and the minus is something that I control, because I have a viewpoint that it's just a minus, it's fine, I see both sides. The moment that you have that, you'll see that you either in that condition that you create the good. So the prerequisite is to create the good, not to see the bad. Or you don't create the good, which means you see the bad and become the effect of the bad. This is the basic secret of life. It's just too simple. That's the only problem. You either create the good, everything will invite you to look at the minus, because it seems like the last thing that happened is the minus. You put the plus, you first put the plus, and then you put your attention on the minus, yes? So everything and everyone will tell you, concentrate on the minus. It's bad, it's bad, it's bad. It's dangerous. You need to pay attention, be careful, be worried. All of those things that pushed in society is bad, it's bad, it's bad. So you don't create the good at that moment. You leave the good uncontrolled. You don't create it and become the effect of all the bad things. So of course your life will become bad. If you just insist for no reason at all to create good, 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 and control the bad. It's not that you ignore the bad, you control the bad. But you don't put attention, all your attention on the bad. You create the good, you create the good. There's bad from time to time, not a problem. If you have that viewpoint, everything will go well in your life. Should we stop labeling things as good and bad? No, we should actually concentrate on our attention on what's good and control what's bad. So if someone comes to shoot you, you don't say, oh, it's not good and not bad. No, if someone comes to shoot you, it's bad and I want to control him. But 99% of my attention is on creation. So for example, you go in business, or let's take children and then business. You look at the child and you say, oh, this is wrong, and he's not that, and he's not doing well, and he's and he's arguing, and you put all your attention on that. You think about the bad. How many minutes did you stop to look at the good? So if you look at all the good things that this child is doing, he's growing his body and he's healthy and he's strong and he's running and he's full of life and he's smiling and he's growing and he's learning and he's got a good intention and millions and one things. And you see that one thing that is done is, I don't know, spending too much time on the iPad. Okay, fine. So let's control it. We will control the time on the iPad. But that should be maximum 1% versus 99%. When it's become 98%, and this is 2%, you start to destroy your child. You look at the business. You look at the business. All day long, you should have good things, good news, good news, good news, good news, good news, good news, and only one specific person should handle bad news. Bad news go to this person, he handle it, and everyone else isolated from the bad news. And it should be reported in such a concise way that the person that reporting it don't go crazy, because usually the people that report the bad news go crazy because they cannot handle life. And they go into long stories, instead of this is what happened, thank you very much, bye, I'm continuing to produce. Many times I spend time focusing on the bad instead of the good. Yeah, it should be 99% to 1%. If it's anywhere different than that, your life will be miserable. 99 to 1, that's the ratio. You should be smiling, forcing yourself to smile, forcing yourself to find good, forcing yourself to find beauty. And you will see that your life will be good, beautiful, and unbelievable. If you force yourself to find bad, your life will be bad, ugly, and problematic. Because it's a decision, you understand? It's not something that just happened due to the quality of the air or the climate warming or whatever. Are you with me? Yeah. Thank you, Marcel. Thank you. You always find what you are looking for. You only find what you are looking for. That's correct. But why? Why would one be so blind? How come that people become so blind? The only reason you are blind is you did something against that other person. If you find fault with another person, you did something against that person. Or sins are the cause of blindness and failure. I had a person that worked for me, and he worked for me in some capacity, and he was not producing. So I started to help him in his personal life because I saw that his personal life is messing up his actual life. And during that process, I found that he's a big thief. He's stealing. He's stealing big time, like real lots of stealing. And I said, okay, no problem. Let's fix it. Let's actually fix it. And he agreed to fix it. And then he did probably something extra. He continued with the sins that he committed. So he decided, no, I'm going to stop working for you. I said, okay, not a problem. It's whatever you want. I'm here for you. If you need any help, I'll help you. Perfect. You stop working for me. So he stopped working for me. And I said, when we finish, like whatever you need, I'm here for you. And one day I hear that he goes around and start to badmouth me. Generalities, of course, no facts, nothing. Yes, I'm becoming like really bad. He worked for me for I think 7 years or something. Everything beautiful. He left. The moment that he left, he started to have a book of all the bad things that I'm doing. I became criminal, and I became this, and I became all kind of generalities. No facts. And the problem was not that. The problem is that number one, it's destroy him. He was already in a bad condition, but now it's destroying further. And the people that hear it, they immediately, regardless of how much they love me and know me really, really close, they get messed up. Their heads start to go, and it always happens. You need a Superman. You need a Superman to not get interpolated. I can hear things about people and I will immediately say, okay, fine. Who said that? Show me. Let's pick up the phone and put the other person on the line. Someone, the moment that I got the message that he sent bad news, I sent him the bad news. I said, look, you said that is, what is your viewpoint? I never keep it secret. Are you with me? Never. So it goes like that. It goes like this. You have relationship and they're pure. Okay, do you agree that for a relationship to be a relationship, they need to be pure? Your hands must be clean. Yes. You get bitten by the snake. Someone tell you Meir is a bad person. He is really bad. Now you can get bitten by the snake by the way, not even by directly. There is a customer that bought from us something, and this person bought from us something, and they got a special discount for the husband, something, blah, blah, blah. And they wanted, and I promised some discount for the business class for anyone that answered the questions. And there was some other discount that if you are new, you'll get this price. And there is an obvious, and we're always saying there is no double discounts. If you get one discount, if let's say I gave you 50% discount for your husband, I cannot give you another 25% discount because I need to pay you to come to the lesson. Yes, it's just not logical. But it just happened that the person that was handling this whole situation was Gal, my son, and he was in a holiday. His wife's sister got married, and he just took a few days to handle it. That person got really upset, really, really upset. How bad we are, and we don't deliver what we promise, and how we cheating, and whoa, 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 whoa. What happened? She was bitten somehow by some kind of a bad news. Yes, some kind of a bad news, not with us even, about maybe Jewish people or about businessmen or about seminars or about something. And at that moment, because she was bitten, at that moment, even if it's not about us directly, even if it's not about us directly, she will go totally crazy. Totally. And regardless of what she learned from us, and regardless of how much value I gave her, and regardless of the fact that I gave her 50% discount to her husband, she's the only person that got it because she told me that she has some financial difficulties and I want to help her, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine, not a problem. All of a sudden, I'm the enemy. Are you with me? So it works always, always, always. It works with your children. It works with your boyfriends, with your husband. It always like that. The only reason that you become blind, you did something against that person. Sins are the cause of blindness. So what happened? You have a relationship and they're pure. You get bitten by the snake, directly or indirectly. Then, since you know the facts, the venom is sleeping. You know I'm good. Someone told you something about me, and you know that I'm good. My friend just heard about oh, Meir is bad from this person. She got interpolated a bit, but not so bad because it's still not activated. Sometimes for years, it's sitting there. She has some kind of a doubt, but very mild because she knows me. She knows me very well. One day, she will commit a sin. One day she will commit a sin. No one cannot commit sins. One day she will commit a sin. Within a day, within a week, within a month, there will be something that she wouldn't want someone else to do to her that she did. The result of the sin is that you feel wrong, but you must fix that feeling. What is the definition of blind? Inability to see, inability to observe, actually. So what happened is, if this is you and this is your future, if you are Jewish, it's dollars. If you are not Jewish, is praying, whatever. So what happened? You commit a sin as you want to hide it. So you put here something to hide it so no one can see. And then you commit another sin and you put some block here so no one can see. You hide it. You don't want to show it. You don't go to the newspaper and say, "Hey, I just stole $100." You commit another sin and you hide it 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 with many billions of sins that you committed. And what happened? You put those barriers so other people cannot see what you've done. But actually, what happened is that you cannot see anything. All you see is what you shouldn't see. Everywhere you look is what's wrong. This is all what's wrong, what I shouldn't see. Are you with me? So the result of the sin is you feel wrong. So what do I mean, the result of the sin, you feel wrong? But whoever you are, regardless of who you are, you want to be right. It's incorrect that you want to, but you want to be right. So this is me, and this is my wife. And let's say that I did something against her. Okay, I cheated her. Now I feel wrong. I feel very wrong. But I cannot be wrong. I cannot be wrong. No one can be wrong. So what happened is that I will now become a radar to what is she doing wrong? Nothing to do with facts. I will invent things that she's doing wrong. 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 And I'm so happy now because I'm right and the bitch is wrong. It's not true. Yes, I will invent it. She's wrong. Yes. Are you with me? Now, if I will do it again, I'll just move this thing for a second up. Most of the time, the person will not be able to stop doing wrong. So I will, of course, continue to do the wrong thing because a sin causes you to continue to commit a sin. If you eat, if you're on a diet and you eat one cube of chocolate, within a minute you see that you eat 2, 5, 20, the whole fridge. Why? Because sin causes you to commit more sins. Because basically what happened, by committing more sins, you prove to yourself that you are right. So now I'm wrong and she's right again, so I will make her wrong again. Now I will say, no, it cannot be, so I will make her wrong. I will continue to be wrong because I will continue to commit the sin and I will make her even more wrong. At one point I will decide, you know what? I cannot, I'm just doing so much bad against her, so I will leave the relationship. Are you with me? So the person that leaves the relationship is always, with no exception, always the person that commit the sins. From his viewpoint, he committed more sins than the other person. And you say, well, what about the abusive relationship? The person that leaves is the person that has, from his viewpoint, more sins committed. Yes, you can be there physically, but you left, but the person will leave physically. I'm talking about physically leaving. Are you with me? So the result of the sin is you feel wrong, but you must fix the feeling. You look for justification for having committed the sin. So now you have to find reasons why I committed the sin. I have to find reason why. And the reason have to be with the other side. It's never me. Even if it says, oh, I was wrong, it's not because I was wrong, because I had reasons to, because if I ask you why you were wrong, oh, well, I didn't see, I didn't understand. There will always be a blaming of the other side. Are you with me? Justification is an effort to invent logical reasons for sin committed when there are none. Are you with me? It is always, always, always a lie. Always. You never start to explain something and it's not a lie. If you did something that you need to explain, you committed the sin. You are lying. You don't go around and say, hey, I have a hand, I have a hand, I have a hand, because you didn't commit any sin with the hand. But if you feel the urge to explain the reason you have a hand, believe me, you committed the sin with that hand. Are you with me? So you look for justifications. Yes. So you look for justifications, basically false reasons, invented reasons, why it is okay to commit a sin. It is basically you, and even if there's no one there, even there's no reasons, nothing in sight, you will invent. For you, there will be a reason. Or I committed the sin because of. Now, since you find only what you look for, you find the venom and reactivate it. So let's say the story with my friend, with this employee that told my friend, if I wasn't handling it, the next time that I will say, I really feel like I need to steal some money as a joke, the venom will get re-stimulated if she committed the sin against me, and no one cannot commit sin against each other. The venom will get re-stimulated and she will say, I wonder if he's not actually stealing. Maybe from his clients. Because I heard about this one client that was upset. She heard about 10,000 clients that were happy. But I heard about this one client that was upset. She doesn't have all the data, yes? But in her mind, it would get reactivated if I didn't handle it. Are you with me? Now, since you find it in your mind, it is something you have always known. It is not something someone gave you. And so you know that that person is bad. Once you find it in your mind, and you don't think, oh, I think like that because he told me that about 3 months ago, but you use it as justification, you use it as a false reason to why you committed the sin. Now, at that moment, it's not that I told you or that employee told her. She knows I'm bad. She 100% knows I'm bad. There is no question in her mind. She always knew it. And you will see people say, I should have known. I should have seen it. I knew that he's bad. If someone tell you I knew that he's bad, he's operating based on a venom. He doesn't have the real reason. Because let's say that you knew that he is bad. Why didn't you do anything about it? Only 7 years later? Seriously? I knew he's bad, but I was married to him for 30 years. Seriously? Are you so useless? I was his partner for 12 years, but I always knew from the beginning I should have seen. I was just blind. No, 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 no. You are now blind. It's exactly the opposite of what everyone operates on. At the same time, sins make you blind and stupid. And so you will not be able to enjoy the fruits of observations. you'll not be able to confront, and you will become a magnet for poison, for more poison. At that moment, the moment that you start to operate on that poison, you will find more poison about that person. You left your wife and you start to investigate what she's done. You're looking for poison, and you'll find million and one things. The only problem, she's not there to explain. Are you with me? And it's usually start before she left. And it starts with poison that do not justify leaving her. It's small things. And then, once you do it for a little bit, you get to the holy gates of hell. That's where hell starts. Hell starts with the snake. Are you with me? Ironic, but yes. So someone tell you something about another person. This is person A. This is person B. You have this good soul, person C, and he tell you something about person B, and he tell you don't tell him. And he goes to person B and he tell him something about person A, and he tell you don't tell him. Now this is sitting here, and you person A said, no, I know person B is good, and he said, no, person B is good, but he has this thing that he told him. And person B said, oh, I know person A is good, he's my friend, but you have this thing that they've been taught. One day, person A commit a sin. Now he doesn't see B, he doesn't see anymore person B, he doesn't know he's good anymore. He has to make him wrong. And what does he start to see? This. This is where the justification comes from. It's not that you are so creative. You just have a reservoir of reasons why person B is bad. And now because it was in your mind, it's yours. You always knew it. So now B is not B, but B is covered with these justifications that you put there. If you think that another person is bad, you need to know you've been bitten by a snake. The only reason you cannot solve a problem is the snake. Relationship problems are not solved only because of a snake. Because when two people sit to solve, you have person A and person B, and they sit with the person C, that is the mediator, to solve what the problem in their relationship. Usually what happened, they talk about what was done. He did that to me, he did that to me, he said that, true or false? But the problem is never with what was done to you, or what was said to you, or how it was said, or how mean he was, or nothing. The problem is always who gave you the poison. So the question is never what, the question should only be who. Because if the question is what you have in this kind of marriage counseling is a competition between A and B, who can convince C that he is good and the other person is bad, which means even further deterioration. Instead of being smart and finding who is the snake. Are you with me? All marriage counseling, all arguments, all fights, all wars should concentrate on who did it, not what was done. What was done is irrelevant because it's already done. It's in the past. Are you with me? Yeah. The problem is that when you, as I told you at the beginning, at one of the first lessons, I told you that when you look at this situation, you will agree 100%. But when it will come to you, you will not believe that the problem is who. Because look, she shot me. I have a bullet in my button, in my belly. So obviously the problem is she shot me. No, 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 that's never the problem. Once you find the snake, that's a magic happen. You start to communicate, you know the reason why. The moment that you have the reason why, it opens the door for handling. It will blow in a second. You wouldn't, if you never seen it happening in front of your eyes, if you never done this process, you will not believe that it's happening. But once you've done it once, nothing will convince you otherwise. The question is never what was done. The question is who. And since people don't know that the question is not what was done, what they do, they try to make other people wrong. And what do we know? What do we know when someone make another person wrong? If this is me and this is you, and I try to prove to you how wrong you are, I know, you know, if you're smart, this I made you wrong. Yes, I made you wrong here. Yes, you are person, let's say you are person B and this is person A. Person A make person B wrong. What do you know? You know that person A committed the sin. Now, if person B try to make person A wrong, because that's what happened usually in peace negotiations, any kind of peace. Peace negotiation is basically a process where both people try to peace on each other. So what happened is that person B now tried to make person A wrong. Are you with me? It is not, if I try to make you wrong and you try to make me wrong and I try to make you wrong and you try to make me wrong, all you have to know, committed the sin, thank you very much. Committed the sin, thank you very much. Stop that. Stop it. Find the third party. Find who is the snake. Find who is C. Who is that? C. Not what was said, but who said. Are you with me? But always when it comes to you, you see that that you will believe that no, it's not in this case. How is this different than finding the truth by looking at when, where? Finding the truth is wonderful and it will handle it, but if you look at when, where, right, the things will disappear. People that are in that condition cannot find the truth because they're dealing with life. For them, the truth is what they see in their mind. So before you can actually eliminate everything, you need to find who. So now you stop relying on what he said because you take this thing out of your mind by finding that the source of the information actually is wrong. He said that, and you said, no, but I didn't tell him. So you find it was actually a lie. Is the snake currently putting the poison there? I don't know what the question means, Anthony. Like currently when, right now, which snake, who is? There would be more peace in the world if this was followed by all people and organizations, including people in the government. There will be just peace, not more. There will be only peace, because peace is native to spirits and war is not native. What about the romantic partner who does something without your agreement and won't work? For example, a compulsive hoarder and spender, consistently maxing credit card. This is all. You'll see that it will not be a problem if you didn't get before that bitten by a snake. You met that person, he had all these qualities and you love them. And all of a sudden, you don't love them. But if you actually love them, and because you love them, you will not find what's wrong with them. You find what's right with them, and on a gradient scale, you will be able to help them to stop maxing the credit card, gaining more understanding. You handle the thing. You remember, you admire the being and handle the situation. But usually, because you get interbolated by the situation, you think that the being is wrong. Yes, who said it is much more important, because if I know you said it, I can say, okay, fine, let's call him. Or I can say, no, I never told him that. But he told me that he said, well, I didn't. Here is the proof, and the things will handle. Can it be that the snake put the poison there 30 years ago, or do the snake? Yeah, it can be any time. The poison can be 30 years ago. It can be even before this lifetime, but of course. Yes. It's really important to understand, because if not, you will not build any relationships. In business, if you want to lead people, you'll see that one of the key problems is that people talk about people. And if in business, and in order to be a leader, you need to care for your people. And if you start to hear bad things about your people, you will see that you will not be able to like them. So when I hear something about someone, I immediately go and say, okay, this is what I heard. Or if I look at data, I will go to the person and tell him, look, this is what needs to be done. You need to improve yourself personally. You have mental blocks that needs to handle. Now, if he doesn't want to handle it, I tell him, look, my door is always open to help you, but within the business, it's not what we're doing. So you either handle it or you will not be able to work with me, because my business, the business is not the place to fix your mental condition, especially if you're unwilling. Are you with me? How do I find the snake if it was another lifetime? We will learn how to find the snake. Let's find this lifetime snakes, and then we'll handle past lives. Because this lifetime snakes are happening because of past lives. So if you find this lifetime snakes totally, you will know about past life. Okay. Why does the snake have such an effect on you? Why the snake have such an effect on you? Why do you think the snakes have such an effect on you? Because I want to be good. Yes. You think that it is you that is thinking the bad, yes, because you think it is you. Unwanted condition. Help me to be right when I was wrong. Exactly, Shmuel. Because you feel attacked, yes. Because I've done past sin. Exactly, Bobby. Because it provides me the reason for finding fault. You want to find because of your own sin. 100%, Margaret, you got that. Because you don't want to be wrong, yes. They tell us lies about what the problems could be. Yes. So the reason the snake have such an effect on you is because it supply you the justification for your sins. It makes your sin and not a sin. Justification is this thing that make a sin, not a sin. You are good, yes? You're basically good. People are good. So how do they live with themselves after committing a sin? They have justification. And if you supply me what I need, which is justifications, you become my best friend. Did you notice that that the snakes are always your best friends? Your best friends are the best source of venom. Why? Because they supply you what you need. You committed the sin, so of course you'll be a magnet for poison, for the snake. Yes. Are you with me? With my brother-in-law and his wife, I know that the snake is my mother-in-law. Does he have to talk to her, or I just tell him that she is the snake? He needs to discover it. It needs to be his. So you need to actually get him to look at the situation and who said, and discover. He needs to discover, not you. It's good that you know, but if he will not discover, if it will not be his, it will be almost useless. If I'll tell you, well, the snake in the problem between the Israel and the Palestinians is the Americans. You'd say, okay, fine, but it will not help. But if I'll tell it to every Israeli and every Palestinians, and they will say, yeah, fine, okay, yes, but it will not help. But if every Israeli, or if the majority of Israelis and majority of Palestinians will understand that there is a snake that caused them to fight, and really the solution is quite simple, and the answer is not killing everyone. The answer is realizing who is the snake and getting the snake away from the pot. Then you'll see that everything will be okay. Now, why is the venom so powerful? Why is the venom so powerful? Why does snake have such an effect on you, and why is the venom so powerful? Because your sins are so big, you trust them. It's sugar coated, yes. Makes me right, yes. Because I want to believe, yes. So the reason the venom switch on other things from the past, switch on other things from the past, yes, very good. So the reason why the snake has such a powerful effect over you, and the reason the venom is so deadly, stem from two natural laws. Any idea what are those natural laws? Okay. Most people look for bad. The laws of attractions. Okay. Good. Edge to be right and justify. What you focus on expand. What resists persists, and less of your your exists. Same as Bobby. Good. We all commit sins and easy to be affected. And okay, fear wants to be good. We're basically good, and so no defenses. Okay, and two, and making it up. Not really, no. Okay, Karen, you're making up good. Okay, do you remember your school days? Yes. Do you remember that you studied something that was called geometry? Yes. So a smart Greek person named Ulchid of Alexandria was a Greek mathematician, often referred to as the founder of geometry or the father of geometry. Figured out a few laws, and the first one is a straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points. That was his first law. It is not an accurate law because the shortest distance between 2 points, if line is really straight, is not distance. But let's take his law like that. Okay, so far so good. A straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points. Another law is only one line can pass through a single point. So far so good. So first of all, a straight line is, you take a straight line, is apparently the shortest distance between 2 points, and only one line can pass through a single point. So if there's a single point, there's only one line that can go through it. Okay? Now, how would you define the word aberration? What does aberration mean? How would you define the word aberration? Not straight, yes. Variance from the mean, yes. a break in line or thought or process, wrong computing, deviation from straight line. Excellent. Aberration means an exception to move off direction, an exception to what is considered normal. Yes, shooting something, except what you are aiming at. Excellent. Okay, so aberration means divergence from straight line, normal or natural. It is the opposite of straight. So aberration is when you go away from straight line. So if this is a straight line, if I start to go from here to here to here to wherever, this is aberration. It's the opposite of straight. So if this is straight, anything that is not straight is aberration. Okay? Wandering from what is expected, resulting in abnormality. So when you expect to bring a product, a result, you expect, I give you a task, and this is a task, you need to do this task. And the way to do it is to sit down and to do the task, straight line. But you start to do the task, and then you talk to me, and then you do that, and then you ask questions, and then you argue, and then you think, and then you do whatever. What you get is a picture of what's happening in a woman's mind, but not completed task, yes? Are you with me? Now you'll see that a man, on the other hand, is he has you give him a task, he doesn't even know that he has a task. Brave man, exactly. He doesn't even know that he has a task. So never mind. Okay, so this is aberration. Okay, so wandering from what is expected, resulting in abnormality. Added unnoticeable change that manifest in noticeable abnormality. So you should do a task, and the thing is to go from here to here, and you just add something just unnoticeable change. Instead of going straight, you go a little bit off. And of course, if you start to go a little bit off here, you will end up here, not at the task completion. Are you with me? Adding lies that result in the departure from truth. That's also aberration. It's a deviation of rays from a single focus point due to external factors. So you have a ray, you have something that's shooting, this is the ray, it's shooting into here, but instead of hitting this point, something caused this thing to move, and instead of arriving at the target, it goes into the wrong target. That's aberration. So far, so good? Deflection from the intended focal point. So you intend to complete the task, but you do something else. Other determined change. Any change that has not been determined by you is aberration. You need to complete something and something affect you, regardless of how justifiable it is, it's aberration, it's insanity. Every time you set yourself up to get a task done, you get a target done, if you didn't get it, you have other determined change, which means you're aberrated all day long, exactly. A change due to the combined effect of external forces. For anything to become aberrated, a third force, visible or not, must operate on the line. Are you with me? If I need to go from divergent from a straight line, there need to be some third force, visible or not. Opposite of straight, there need to be a third force, because if nothing disturb the particle, it will continue straight forever. Yes? Wandering from what is expected, resulting in abnormality. If you wander from what is expected, something pushed you away. Added unnoticeable change, the change has been added, something external, etc., which means that for anything to become aberrated, a third force, visible or not, must operate on the line. So far, we have looked at the physical universe, okay? And we see that in order for a third party to happen, in order for a break in relationship, in order for to go away from a good relationship, you need aberration. And what does this aberration come from? It comes from the first law is that there must be a third force, visible or not, that operate on the communication line, that operate on the relationship. Okay? Now, do you agree that everything that you can observe in the physical universe has been created by the spirit? Yes? If you will observe, you will find that there is such a thing as human geometry. Human geometry. But before we will explain human geometry, we need to do a few more things, and we will do them next week at the same time, at the same day. And that's all for today. Amazing. Yes. So we'll do a little bit of recap next week. So I will remind you where we are, and we will look at human geometry and lots of other things. So that's all for today. Thank you for participating. And thank you, Karen, for helping me with all the admin and for being so amazingly, unbelievably caring. And everyone, really, thank you for participating. What I ask you, if you find this lesson, free lesson, totally free lesson, valuable, if you find the subject valuable and important to mankind, share your wins, get people to join us. We have right now, I think, 34, 35 people on this free webinar. It's a crime not to have 340 or 3,400. So people needs to know this data. It's your job. That's your exchange to promote it. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll see you on a Monday is the inner circle, and Tuesday the interview with Gal, and Friday we're starting the business class, and next Saturday is the next free lesson of the Advanced Relationship and Family Academy. Love you. Bye.